When we listen to the radio, we never agree on the station.
Classic rock.
Hip-hop. Pop.
Guys, quiet. The one thing we do agree on, we all want an awesome free phone. That's why we switched to Metro PCS.
Stop by Metro PCS with the whole family and get 4 free phones of your choice from brands you love, like Samsung, Motorola, and LG when you switch. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out.
Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Free phone requires port. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Episode 939 of No BS Job Search Advice Radio. This is your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome to episode 939 of this show. Almost at 1,000, almost done with another year, and this year has been focused on interviewing. And today's show is, how do you respond to an invitation for an interview? A good question, very valid question, and I like it and thought I would tackle it for today's show. And before I go into the show itself, I just want to say that if you'd like to connect with me on LinkedIn, send a connection request to me at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. I love to hear from folks who listen to the show. Tell me what you think. Like it, don't like it, that's okay. And by the way, why don't you just put it on iTunes too? You know, it helps other people discover the show, and I'll read your comments on the air, whether you think it's a great review or not. And finally, let's get going. The question for today is, how do you respond when you get a phone invitation? As most answers are, the answer starts off with, it depends. Let me walk you through scenarios. First of all, let's say you just got an email out of the blue. We'd like a chance to speak with you. So the correct response is, assuming that you know something about the job, is to just schedule the appointment and find out who you're going to be meeting with. Let's say it's an email or a phone call. Actually, let me start with the phone call. You've had a quick preliminary conversation with someone. They say, we'd like a chance to meet with you. Terrific. You work out the schedule for when the in-person meeting is going to be. And then you continue on by saying, what's the schedule going to be like? Who am I going to be speaking with? What's their role within the organization? You see, you want to have a chance to do some research on the people that you'll be meeting with in order to get a sense of what their background is, experience is like, and where there might be some common points in your experience. I also want you to ask, could you send me a copy of the current job description for the role so I'm familiar with what he or she is going to be looking for? Again, doesn't guarantee that that's exactly what the job is, but it's what's been institutionally approved, and it'll give you a sense of what they're looking for. If you watch my other videos, you'll discover that I always encourage people to ask what I call the single best question you should ask on any interview. Look it up on YouTube. You'll find it there, I'm sure. Lastly, what should you do when they invite you in for an interview? If it's a recruiter, first of all, ask, can we do this by phone or Skype? Because they may have emailed you wanting to meet with you. If they say, no, I need to see you. What's your agenda? What are you trying to find out that we can't do over the phone? You see, I'm a little harder on recruiters because, frankly, with a lot of recruiters, it's done for 2 reasons. One is they really want to check your appearance because they have a client that's fussy about hiring people that look a certain way. Get my point? Then from there, you can obviously see what someone looks like by Skype, right? So why do you have to drag yourself to their offices? The other thing that comes up is agencies like to control the conversation and control the behavior. And if they get you to the office, they're in control. They've bossed you into doing something. Now, they may say, well, I want you to meet the person who's coordinating the search. Okay, great. Why don't you just get me onto their calendar? Let's do this by Skype, and I'll give you my Skype ID, and we can do this. No, they need to meet you in person. Does that make a lot of sense to you? Just out of curiosity. That make a lot of sense. There's many ways that a recruiter can have the conversation where they can check you out, develop the relationship with you without dragging your butt for an hour and change to their office, without inconveniencing you so much. Yes, you're looking for a job, or maybe you aren't looking for a job and they just have a position that they want to try and manipulate you into. Whatever it is, always do things at your own convenience and don't jump through hoops because someone says to do it. So when all is said and done, the answer is it depends. You always want to find out what the agenda is or who you're going to be meeting with and what their agenda is in meeting with you. And lastly, you want to get a copy of the position description. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here's a few ways to engage with me. First of all, I just want to say that I no longer do recruiting. I coach people to perform at a high level. So again, I no longer do recruiting. But if you visit my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us, look at the tabs on the top and you'll see a menu of choices for you. First of all, you can hire me to do a resume and or LinkedIn profile critique, interview preparation, helping you with a salary negotiation, answering your question, advising you about a decision you have to make about job offers. That's all there as an option. I can do a job search makeover with you where we critique everything you've been doing in your search up until that point and come up with alternatives. If you're relatively early in your search, we can do a complete coaching program where I work with you from beginning to end. It's in half-hour increments, so it doesn't take a lot of time in each session, and that's another way you can do it. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Mention that you listen to the show because I love hearing with folks who like the show and are interested in my help. Lastly, I also want to mention I've got a lot of information at thebiggamehunter.us, and at times it seems like it's too much. So you can look at the best of my material at jobsearchcoachinghq.com, where I have curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read that'll help you find work more quickly. Again, that's jobsearchcoachinghq.com. I'll be back tomorrow with more, and in the meantime, hope you have a great day. Take care.
When we listen to the radio, we never agree on the station.
Classic rock.
Hip-hop. Pop.
Guys, quiet. The one thing we do agree on, we all want an awesome free phone. That's why we switched to Metro PCS.
Stop by Metro PCS with the whole family and get 4 free phones of your choice from brands you love, like Samsung, Motorola, and LG when you switch. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out.
Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Free phone requires port. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.
When we listen to the radio, we never agree on the station.
Classic rock.
Hip-hop. Pop.
Guys, quiet. The one thing we do agree on, we all want an awesome free phone. That's why we switched to Metro PCS.
Stop by Metro PCS with the whole family and get 4 free phones of your choice from brands you love, like Samsung, Motorola, and LG when you switch. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out.
Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Free phone requires port. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.